I contacted about 3 or 4 estate agents in the area, so in Highgate and in Crouch End. And I think Martyn Gerrard mainly because I didn't want to use one of the big estate agents like your Foxtons and stuff, because I've had a bit of a bad experience with them in the past. And Martyn Gerrard seemed sort of big enough and small enough, and that was one of the main reasons I sort of decided to go with them. They were big enough that they had other branches, so the net was a little bit wider, and small enough in that it didn't feel like a very sort of pushy, which estate agents do have a reputation for, that, you know, that I would get a good service. Well, I've used them 3 times now for letting of the flat. Because you've got a few branches within the area, you could cast your net wide, and you know, I think every time I relatively quickly managed to get a deal done, sort of to my satisfaction as well. The first process that I went through, where I did see 3 or 4 estate agents, I actually just got a good feeling when I went into the Martyn Gerrard office in Crouch End. I don't remember the name of the gentleman that I spoke to, but he was, you know, he didn't seem pushy. He didn't seem, you know, just very friendly, very amiable, you know, and I just got a good feeling in the sense that I would feel comfortable working with them rather than with the others. I've not felt the need to go anywhere else, because I felt I've got what I wanted in terms of service and objective, in terms of, you know, getting the flat let quickly and getting it let to a decent tenant and getting it, you know, in a timely manner. And the process has been relatively straightforward as well, you know, from referencing to, you know, I found it a lot more professional, I have to say, than the service that I would get up north. So I like the process that all your documentation is all done via email, your signatures are done via email, you know, you've got access to those records. It's good, especially when you're sort of, you need the information in 6 months, 12 months time. It's easily accessible, and I've liked the process. You know, all the, you know, every part of the sort of letting process, I think, covered and taken well care of. I have to say that I've needed, because I'm based up in Manchester, and I've had a couple of jobs that needed doing in the flat. Like I needed a new window, secondary glazed window, which needed measuring, you know, so I could get it ordered. And for me, it's not easy for me to get somebody to do that. And I asked Mo, I texted him and I said that, and he didn't have a reason to be at the flat to, you know, for a viewing or anything, but it was no trouble for him to go to the flat, measure up the window for me so I could place the order. And to me, I you know, really appreciated the fact that he didn't make any fuss of it or any bother, or for him, it was just part of the service. And, you know, even though it isn't in his remit, it was still something that he went out of his way to do for me, and I appreciated that a lot. I would definitely, you know, recommend Martyn Gerrard for the, you know, again, for the reasons I've explained earlier, that, you know, you get the good service, you've got a wide net, you know, in terms of you've got a number of branches within the area, you know, again, going back to the big enough and small enough that you get the service, but you're big enough to get the, you know, to the net cast wide to, you know, linking up with the other branches if they get an inquiry. And again, I found that sort of quite good. But because you're not one of the big sort of beasts who are just, you know, just interested in just getting the job done, you do get that personal service, which it's been good. And for that reason, I would definitely recommend Martyn Gerrard.